Hey folks, Damon at blackwarriorlures.com, and about to paint up some new bobbers. These are sort of inspired by traditional British bobbers. I would not call these traditional British style floats, but they are inspired. Now, let me explain what we have here. One of the things, I've been really wanting to make a lot more bobbers here lately. One of the things I've learned about bobbers is that, I've used balsa, and I find that it's a great buoyant material, but it doesn't cast well because it doesn't have enough weight and mass to it. I love hardwood. It casts well, but it doesn't have enough buoyancy to make it float. And in trying to find a bobber that works well, I've started looking at traditional British bobbers, the kind of bobbers you see across the pond in Europe. And what I find is that they all have one thing in common. They all have two materials. Here you have a long stem made out of hardwood that is heavy. It'll cast well, but because it doesn't float well, you need a second material that has a lot of buoyancy. So this is cork. This is some cork I picked up at Michael's, but what I'm going to probably start using is wine cork, used wine corks. But the whole point is that although these floats are kind of big, I mean, the kind of waters I fish, this will be fine. This is mostly influenced by an Avon float, Avon style float. This one is influenced more by a waggle style float. Here, for heavy current, you've got this nice long keel under it to stabilize the float. Here, for still water, you have something here that's more sensitive for still water. You can more easily see what's going on. And then I figure, why not split the difference between the two and actually have something that will give you sort of both all in one. So we're going to paint these up and see how they turn out. I'm probably going to set these off in sets of 3 and paint one set probably like a yellow and another set like a red or something. Different colors for different light conditions, but anyway, so let me go get the air gun and then start this process of painting these up. All right, be right back. I'll start out with white. This is Creatix brand paint. We're just gonna this is just simple masking tape. Don't know if you can see this now, but we're going to just continue doing this. I'm putting it on a little bit too thick now. We may end up just having to prime these tonight and finish them out tomorrow before we go fishing. So as you can see, we'll just do it like that. All these will be primed white. As a base coat, just white Creatix, Creatix. To adjust my brush here, but it's just simple masking tape there. I don't want to bore you, but once I get done with that, I will lay it down. We're going to paint one of these green and another one of these sort of an orange. Dadgummit. thinking round things that just, oh boy, there we go there. Okay, so yeah, here's the finished version of those bobbers I was talking about. That, you know, let me put my reel down, bra down here. Oh, there we go. You see I have the other one here on the rod. I got a couple of different colors of them. These are basically wine cork bobbers. You have the stem, body. Stem is a hardwood, so it casts well and anchors it sort of in the water, makes it stable. The cork, the wine cork here, is to give it buoyancy, and I use these for catfishing. And so this is what they look like. You know, you have a here one that where the bobber is sort of in the middle of the rod. This one's sort of at the top, like a classic British style Avon float. And this one's more of a, here at the bottom, more of a British waggler style float. Took them out to the river, didn't get any video. Probably get some video tomorrow when I go fishing. But I'm pretty happy with these. And here it is on the rod here, and this is how I rig them. This one's rigged slip float style. So as you can see, the split shots in here in the United States, you know, shotting patterns are not all that specific. You know, we don't have to have as exacting of methods because the waters here just haven't been overfished since the Middle Ages. You know, so we can get away with a lot less. But this is a simple waggle style float. The idea behind this, and I need to get out in the river to really show you this, is that the line is only attached to the bottom of the bobber, which means the line is always below the water when it goes down to the bobber, so it's not going to be as affected by wind and current. It's actually a pretty neat little setup here. And again, this is for catfish. Now you could, you know, put some rubber bands and hold it up like that, but I just tend to prefer the, you know, the slip bobber approach. For catfishing, the slip bobbers seem to be pretty popular. But anyway, that's sort of an overview of these bobbers here. Of course, we got some paint peel there, but all I got to do there is, I never did put a top coat, glass top coat on it, and nor did I heat seal it. So that's the only reason why they're just sort of scratched there. You know, then it'll be, once you get it sealed properly, heat sealed and top coated, it'll be fine. But for testing purposes, just put these out here. But anyway, that's just kind of neat, huh? Let's just get a cast in here. Let me get away from, I don't want to step on all these bobbers here. So, and again, I'll get out here on the river tomorrow, put up a whole separate video out there on the river. Okay, yeah, there we go there. And as you can see, there it goes. And slip bob style. And it's a pretty fast. I'm going to put out another video, talk about this rod a little bit. As you can see, it's a bait casting rod, but the eyes are going under the bottom. Tune in to the next video I load up after this one I'll talk more about that and why that is and the advantages and disadvantages of it. But need to work on my accuracy, but as you can see, it casts pretty well even with this rod. This essentially a fly rod is what this is, and just a cheap Shakespeare platinum reel. I don't have an Abu Garcia or anything. I'm gonna upgrade, but I lost a lot of my fishing equipment about a year ago. And as on the river, lost 2 Abu Garcia 4600 C3s. Still haven't replaced them. A little bit overrun there. Should have tempered it some. But it casts pretty well, even with this slow, incredibly slow actioned fly rod. It casts. There's plenty of weight to get it on out there, for fishing weed beds and things like that, And there we go. It's sort of a waggle style float. You can see how it goes and just wiggle waggles. Alright. Now I'm going to shut off the camera and start up again with this other talk about the real route a little bit more. Alright, just stay tuned to the next video.